What's up, guys? T here, and I'm back with a NFL division winners prediction coming into training camp. I'm pretty sure training camp, I'm really not sure if it pushed off for a little bit, or is it like limited? I know it's 100% limited. They're not doing like full on. Was it like 60, 70, 80 man, like, practices? I know they cut that down a lot. I don't know if they pushed off dates for training camp, but usually this is around the time training camp is going to start, mid to late July. Preseason starts in August. Madden comes out late August. So, anyways, decided to do an early prediction coming to the thing, and then probably do, maybe predict the Vikings schedule going forward, what I think they'll end out this year. And then probably do some mid-season predictions later, later in the year. And in talks with my buddy Colin to do like a little, like, kind of like a podcast where, maybe throw up some gameplay in the background and we just talk football for the week, for the month, just football news, maybe sports news in general. But probably, fantasy, because I know we play a lot of fantasy. And, just have a little discussion video, because why not get other people's opinions? Why not get my opinion, his opinion, other people's opinions on stuff, and just, build a culture here. But anyways, our division winners. This is just the basic head-to-head gameplay. So I picked the Buffalo Bills, and I do think the Buffalo Bills do win the AFC East. No matter the hype around the Patriots now that they signed Cam Newton, I feel like the Bills, they have the team. They're not bringing a new quarterback. Nobody's playing in a new system. This is their guys that realistically, what was it, week 3 or 4, the Bills played the Patriots. Josh Allen didn't go into concussion protocol and have to sit out that game, and they had to put in Matt Barkley. They probably would have beat the Patriots. The Patriots wouldn't have went on their long, like, undefeated streak until week 8 or 9, when they lost to Baltimore, I think. I think it was Baltimore that beat them. So, I feel like the Bills definitely have the team to beat them. The Patriots have to, if they want to have a chance in the division, they have to start off strong. Because I think when I looked at their schedule, or last time I heard about their schedule, they play the Bills, they play the Chiefs, and who else do they play? They play somebody else really good early in the season. Like when the first 6 to 7 weeks of the season, they play some really good teams. I think they have one of the tougher schedules in the NFL coming into this year. One of the tougher schedules, at least starting off. I think pretty sure they play the Chiefs within the first 6 weeks of the season. So they have to, start off strong, keep momentum going if they want to have potential to win the division. Bills, they have a team. I believe in them. They add my boy Stephon Diggs. That's the one thing they're really missing, a for sure, wideout one. John Brown, Cole Beasley are great receivers, but I feel like Diggs, at his best, top 10. That's no bias aside. Because I can pull up many reports and other analysts that when Diggs and Thielen were playing at their very best, and our offense is playing at our very best here in Minnesota, Diggs and Thielen were considered like, top 10, if not top 10, top 12, top 15, like, just outside of that top 10 receiver threshold. So having Diggs throwing to Allen, Allen throwing to Diggs, I feel like that's going to be a match made in heaven. I'm going to be watching Bills games. I'm not a Bills fan. I have love for the Bills, especially now. Like, everybody's kind of shit on them. They kind of share the same history as the Vikings. go to 4 Super Bowls, can't get the job done. You know what I'm saying? Go through years of just droughts. We haven't had as much playoff droughts as they did in the last 20 years, but definitely team that gets looked down upon by some of the other teams. So I got the Bills winning the AFC East. Dolphins have a case, but I feel like they're still need to put some pieces together. The Jets, I feel like that's definitely a team that's just a dumpster fire. I wish Le'Veon Bell went somewhere else. I wish Jamal Adams went somewhere else. I wish Sam Darnold went somewhere else. You know, the Jets. I don't. I hate the Jets because the Vikings have a little rivalry with them. Well, they think they have a rivalry with us, but you know, shout out to my boy Blake Cashman, former University of Minnesota linebacker that they drafted that we were supposed to draft. But anyways, beside the point. For the AFC West, I have the Chiefs. That's easy enough. This team, you don't want to. It's hard to say you don't want to keep them in games because they were in the playoffs, down by what 28? Was it 23, 28? I know they were down by 21 plus points, and they instantly just went bloop and never let these men really even do anything to keep themselves in the game. Well, they ran up what 50 on them. It was like 53 to like 32. Like they ran up the score on them. The Chiefs are their offense is crazy. Their defense can ball out. Definitely can ball out. When they get confidence and they get that confidence in that defense, the defense can ball out. That was looked upon as their weaker point of the team, and they showed up when they needed to show up. That's how it is. That's really how it is. That offense can sling that ball around. Their defense just has to get a couple stops here and there. The offense is just going to get dubs. Easy as that. They're winning games with Mahomes starting, what was it, Matt Moore? That man is not a starting quarterback. He's not a reliable quarterback, but they're winning games with him. So Chiefs win the AFC East easy. Easy, 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 easy. I think the only competition the Chiefs have in their division is, I'd say, the Raiders. Like the Raiders, I think the Broncos are another team that they're almost there. The Chargers, I feel like they need to, tear it down, rebuild. They got a new quarterback, retool the whole offense around his strengths and weaknesses. So, AFC South, the Colts. The Colts bring in Phillip Rivers, which is a consistent quarterback. He's late in his career, so he's not I don't want to say he's a. I would say he's a great quarterback, but realistically, I wouldn't say he's a great quarterback, but he's a consistent quarterback. Kobe Brissett, I'm pretty sure he dealt with some injuries throughout the year. He missed some games. If they could, literally, if you look at their record and look at the games they played, certain things went in their favor. They're the ones that, slip into the playoffs instead of the Titans. If they win out instead of the Titans, they get into the playoffs. So really, if the roles could have been reversed in that situation, definitely. So that's why I think the Colts, if they can string the wins that they need to in the season, and win those close games that they lost last season, they win the division, AFC South. Houston, you would think Houston would win it, but I don't like their team. I feel like Bill O'Brien is dooming Deshaun Watson. I don't care what your relationships is with a wide receiver. Because DeAndre Hopkins had No off the field issues, no on the field issues. This man was playing as one of the best wide receivers in the league, and you just trade him because of a vendetta. You're dooming your team long term. You have one of the best QB wide receiver combos in the league right now, and you trade away your best receiver because he brings his family and his kids around the practice facilities. That's definitely different. That's definitely different. The AFC North, I have the Steelers winning the division just because I feel like the Steelers, Ben Roethlisberger is coming back as strong as ever. As strong as ever. His arm's going to be fantastic. He's still a great quarterback. Same thing with the Colts. Towards the end, they started piecing their team together. You know, a healthy Steelers team with a consistent, I feel like elite quarterback Ben Roethlisberger. They're winning that division. The Ravens, I feel like they're gonna have a good year. I feel like they might, fall off a little bit just because teams are gonna figure out Lamar. But I feel like Lamar's gonna take that step forward on his passing, and it's gonna keep them in games, and they're gonna win games off of his passing and his running. I feel like he's definitely going to keep developing as a passer, but I still got the Steelers winning it. Steelers have a really good team. Ravens have a really good team. Those are the two teams that I could see both of them winning, but I'm going to give the edge to the Steelers just because they're a consistent team. They take, short bursts of time off, but they can consistently have a culture that can rebound quickly. Now let's get to the AFC West. I'm going to have the Cardinals winning it. I would say the 49ers, but I feel like they're going to fall off. I say the Seahawks, but I'm not going to say that because I don't like the Seahawks. But I feel like the Cardinals have a chance to win it. Now hear me out. If they can get those sneak wins. They snuck a win against, the Seahawks late in the year. Seahawks are down running backs, but they still snuck that win. If they can sneak a win against the 49ers, I feel like they can easily beat the Rams. The Rams need to definitely rebuild their team. Maybe I'm wrong, and the Rams are the ones that win the division, but I feel like they're dead last. They're last in the division. Just because there's holes in that team, and they really can't fix them unless they drafted players that are going to step up and fill those positions. Which I'm not a Rams fan, so I don't even know who they drafted this year. I don't think they drafted very well because I think they traded most of their picks away. Anyways, so the Cardinals win it if they can sneak those wins. I like Kyler Murray. He got D-Hop now, which is crazy. They got Kenyon Drake, who played real good in Miami. Was playing real good in Arizona last year. He's gonna ball out. They got their defenses coming back together. They had a really good defense for a little bit, and then their pieces started falling apart. Patrick Peterson, definitely, I don't know. It's rumored that he only plays good when he's juiced up on the PEDs. I guess we'll have to see a PED-free season from Patrick Peterson. Can he really ball out? Next, I have the NFC South, and I have the Saints winning it. Why I have the Saints winning it over the Bucks? Because it's a new system. Tom Brady's the GOAT. Drew Brees is the GOAT. Drew Brees has been in this system. Sean Payton's been in this system. They have a really good offense, really good just defense too. The Bucks, they're bringing a lot of new pieces, new quarterback, new everything. Really not new everything, but you know what I mean. New. So it's hard for me to put my faith in a new system, new quarterback, put in the new, stick with the old. I feel like it'll be a close race. I could also see the Saints not living up to their team expectations because they got the pieces to contend. But if they lose games like they did to the 49ers where they're slinging it and then they just couldn't stop George Kittle, games like that when they can't beat good teams, yeah, Bucks are going to win easily. Because I feel like the Bucks, when they get the chemistry going about mid season to late season, they're beating good teams. Saints have to beat good teams early into the season. That's what I'm going to say. Saints have to beat good teams early in the season to be able to win this division because the Bucks will gain momentum and they will bypass them if they don't get those early wins. Okay, AFC East, I got the Cowboys because why? The Cowboys. They have a really good team. Um, their team is not built to lose. Their team is definitely built to contend, definitely built to make a strong run. I feel like if they can kind of match their formula at the beginning of the season last year, start off really good. They fumbled the bag a little bit mid-season. We got to see what they do with Dak contract-wise, but keep the momentum going. I'm not saying they gotta win every game to start off, but hey, they can go. If they go 2-2, playing really good teams, that's good. I don't know their beginning schedule, but if they can, let's say week 8, roughly the halfway point, they're sitting at 6-2, but they only lost 2 good teams. Hey, that's a good start. Even if they're 5-3, out at week 8, if they're 5-3, hey, that's a good start right there. Now, if they're sitting, 3-4 or 4-4, then hey, it's gonna be a tough time for them out there. Definitely, definitely, definitely. But 5-3 or 6-2, like midway through the season, I could say yeah, I could see them win. But the Eagles finally bring wide receivers, upgrading their cornerback situation with Darius Slay. I could definitely see them, but can Carson Wentz stay healthy? This man has got injured every single year for the last 3 years when the team needed him most. Could have been MVP. Who did he win MVP the year that they went to the Super Bowl? I can't remember. Don't feel like looking it up either. So he definitely stays healthy. Then hey, they can win the division. But I got the Cowboys winning it just because I strongly believe they have the team that could go 6-2, 5-3. I don't know what they do with the Dak situation, but they'll definitely figure it out. They're not gonna go. They're not gonna have this good of a team and say, "Hey, F Dak, we're gonna rock with whoever the backup is." And last but not least, my Minnesota Vikings. This is no bias aside. I feel like the Lions might sneak a win, a couple wins. They'll sneak a win against the Vikings. They usually do. Yeah, they usually sneak a win against us once every couple years. They'll sneak a win, but they're not a team that I feel like is built to win right now. So I feel like they most likely, lose all their division games. I see at best the Lions go. I see them at best going like 5-11, or 6-10. Like I can see them going at one of those. Packers, I feel like they go 8-8. I just don't feel like they're gonna have that same magic as they did last year. And the Bears, I feel like they could be like 7-7 7-9. I feel like they could be that bridge team. I feel like we don't do too much better. I feel like we go, 10-6. Realistically, 11-5. 11-5, 10 or 6. Replica of last year, we win the division. I feel that just because the Bears have to rely on that. Nick Foles isn't just a system quarterback. He got paid a lot of money to go to Jacksonville, and he got injured, yeah, but then he came back, and he still kind of lost his job to Gardner Minshew. So the Bears have to hope that Nick Foles isn't a system quarterback. If he is an actual good quarterback outside of the Philadelphia system, I could see it coming down to the wire, and depending on all the tiebreakers, they might win the division, but I've definitely got the Vikings winning it just because we lost Diggs, we lost Xavier Rhodes, we lost a lot of our quarterbacks, but I feel like we're retooling our team for the future. I was kind of hoping we drafted Jordan Love. The Packers scooped him up, but I was thinking in a way that before the draft of how we could get Trevor Lawrence next year. We re-signed Kirk Cousins, so I don't think we'll get Trevor Lawrence anytime soon. Sorry, but just to think that we've come so close to getting game-changing quarterbacks here, and we kind of just haven't fell into the position to do it. So, and if you guys ever want to hear the crazy conspiracy theory on how we almost got Patrick Mahomes, leave a like on the video. But anyways, Vikings. So let's go back over it real quick, run through. The AFC division winners will be the Bills, the Chiefs, the Colts, and the Steelers. The AFC champions will be the Cardinals, the Saints, the Cowboys, and the Vikings. So leave a like and subscribe, guys, for more videos just like this.